As I mentioned, Monday's release is all about helping you make good decisions that drive good profit. But before we can dive into that, I need to make sure everyone here, including those of you who are new to Monograph, has a common basic understanding of our mission. So give me a few minutes to get everyone on the same page. Our mission is really emphatically focused on empowering architects to run a stronger, more efficient business. We're here in service of you, deeply devoted to giving you time back to focus on design work that you're passionate about. We want to take care of all the time tracking, cost management, financial analysis, number crunching, et cetera, so you can spend more time on architecture. I want to reiterate, we are here in service of you. Why do we care so much about serving our customers? Well, most of our team is trained in architecture and have lived through the problems we're solving. Our founders have architecture degrees from MIT and Michigan, and many of my teammates have experience at world-class firms like Raymond Jungels, MVVA, Architectonica, GEO, and Moss. So to give you a sense of the breadth of the customers and projects that benefit from Monograph, I'd like to highlight these three partners, all of whom are speaking at our success story sessions today. First workshop, they consist of more than 75 professionals. They work primarily on hospitality and multifamily projects. Traverse is a smaller firm focused almost exclusively on landscape architecture. Rossman Architecture works commercial and residential projects and, interestingly, are specifically focused on growing their business through increased efficiency. In fact, I believe they've tripled their revenue in the last year with a fraction of additional costs. I love these three examples because they highlight the diversity of our customer base and the types of projects planned and managed in Monograph, from single family, multifamily, to high-end residential, commercial, interior landscape design. But I also love these examples because they've been big contributors to our product research efforts. We routinely engage our customers to gain a deeper understanding of their needs and validate our thinking. And we're very thankful for the level of engagement we see from these three firms and many others. So thank you all for helping us shape a better product. Now, to provide value to such a variety of customers on such a variety of projects, we sought to understand what is the one thing that is the biggest problem for architects. It's not task management. It's not another better spreadsheet solution. It's frankly not well addressed by any of the traditional solutions out there. The answer is time. To be truly successful at accomplishing our mission, we need to focus on your time and the value of it. Well, why time? You're probably wondering. Because at the end of the day, architecture is a service-based business model. And if we can understand time and help you maximize the efficiency of your time and the value of your time, everything becomes easy. Tactically, when we have a strong grasp on time in your projects, we can help with scheduling. Scheduling, in fact, becomes easy because we know how time is being spent and we can recommend how to use it going forward. Scheduling your phases, allocating roles and people who work on those phases is a central part of collecting that time critical data that is at the center of the Monograph solution. Budgets. Given a schedule, you can track time against your schedule and easily answer the burning question, are we on budget? Obviously, everyone needs to know that at an almost constant rate in real time to help make the most important decisions on a day-to-day, week-to-week, and month-to-month basis. Team allocations. How do you reshuffle the team on a weekly basis to make sure you're addressing your highest priorities? Invoicing. At the end of every month, you need to know how much time has been spent on a project. Who spent that time and how did they spend that time? This helps you create the right invoices for the right amount of money and ultimately get paid for your work. Not a minor detail. We put time at the center of nearly everything we do so that you can run a more efficient, profitable business while spending more time doing the design work you love. Well, as I mentioned earlier, this release marks an amazing milestone. We're now looking to leverage all of that time data beyond tactics and into the greener pastures of strategy and planning. More specifically, we're improving Monograph to leverage time in new ways that'll help you make business decisions that drive profitability. You can almost think of it as a cake. We've got a fantastic foundation based on time. And now we're adding a new layer that focuses on profitability. That's where we've focused a lot of our energy as of late. We've spoke to dozens of our customers about their needs around profitability. So let me walk you backwards through what we learned. As an architecture firm, our goal is to be profitable, because if we're not profitable, we can't support our team and continue doing what we love, right? So the end goal is profitability. But do you know if your plan will make you profitable in 3, 6, or 12 months from now? How do you know if you need to go after more projects to build a more robust pipeline? Similarly, how will you determine if your strategic and planning decisions are leading to increased profitability over time? Working backwards one step, how can you make more profitable decisions in project selection and planning? What types of projects lead to higher profit margins? Which project managers tend to deliver more profitable projects? Which clients are bottomless cash sinks? And which phases do you need to charge more for? Working backward one more step, do you have the data to inform these decisions? Do you know where the data is stored? Is it in 10 different spreadsheets, somewhere scattered around your server, or is it perhaps in some complicated accounting software that requires a financial degree to understand? These are all important questions, and we're going to help you answer them. So understanding and driving profitability is a data problem. And thanks to our focus on time and the value of it, we have that data. And in this latest release, we're giving you the tools and the data to make more profitable decisions. Now, you're probably wondering, how does it all work? And when am I going to get to see it? Well, sit tight. We're almost to the demo. But first, what data are we talking about here, and how do we use it to help you make more profitable decisions? Well, first, we take your project fee and your phase schedule that lives in our project planner. That becomes your revenue. Then we take your compensation data from your team, which you can add to your team members today in the product if you want to get a head start. And we combine it with a multiplier that captures your overhead to get your costs per employee. We combine the revenue and the cost to get profit. And then we crunch, slice, and dice that profit in various ways to give you 2 new reports: the planned profit report and the profit drivers report. So, okay, enough with the slides already, right? Yeah, agreed. Let's jump into the demo. Give me a moment to flip over and I'll show you in the product how it works and give you a preview of what's going to be available to all of you come Monday. Okay, let's start with the planned profit report. As the name suggests, this report looks at planner and combines that planner data with salary and overhead information that you put in about your team members, and combines that to tell you how much profit you'll see in various time frames. Here you can see how profitable we'll be month by month for the next 12 months. Note that there are some filters at the top and that I am only looking at active projects. Things look pretty good until December, and then even worse in February and March. Naturally, you're starting to wonder why. We begin to answer that here and here by looking at the components of that profit or loss to try to determine whether it's a revenue problem or a cost problem. We can see based on the trends here that revenue appears to be going down while costs are remaining relatively stable. That to me indicates it's a revenue problem. So let's look at additional projects, perhaps some proposed projects, to see if our proposals are going to bring up our revenue through these darker winter months. I'm going to add proposed projects to my report, and sure enough, things actually look quite positive when I include some proposed projects that we've started planning and working on with our clients. You can see the same thing down here. Things trend up nicely. And if I wanted to look at specifically which projects are in the proposed state, so I know which ones to focus on closing, I can easily do that in our existing projects page, where I can filter by project status and see the 3 projects that we need to close in order to make our revenue look more positive through the winter. The planned profit report can also be used retrospectively to give you a sense of whether or not your decisions are leading to the growth and profitability you're striving for. Here we can see some decisions we made leading into early 2021 didn't work well from a profit perspective, but some changes we made shortly thereafter appear to be leading to more profitability. better planning based on profit forecasts and better visibility of the results of your decisions and how they're affecting profitability are in fact valuable. Yes, but there's more to it. How do we help you understand why you may or may not have been profitable? And how can we guide you towards more profitable decisions going forward? Well, that's where Profit Drivers comes in. Profit Drivers allows you to understand what's driving profitability so you can do more of the things that lead to profitability and less of the things that don't. For example, you can group by category to find out which types of projects are contributing the most to your bottom line or increasing your margin. In this case, if I sort by margin, I can see that our medical projects are doing quite well. Let's find more of those projects and replace our less profitable cultural projects. Let's look at the data in a slightly different way. Let's say we have categories for our offices, 3 offices around the United States. I'm going to clear this filter, open it back up, and I'm going to focus on Chicago, LA, New York City category. So now we're looking at projects aggregated by office. And we can see that it's a pretty even profitability amongst the offices, but those folks in Los Angeles probably spending a little too much time on the beach. But I digress. Let's move on. In a similar fashion, you can analyze people to find out which project managers, for example, tend to deliver the most profitable projects, or which clients tend to eat into your profitability with change orders, or which phases are your most profitable or your least profitable. Let's group by people and do an analysis of our project managers. I know our project managers include Emily, Lee, and Austin. So I filtered the report down to them, and now I'm specifically looking at projects based on who worked on them. Austin worked on 11 projects, Emily worked on 5, Lee worked on 8. And again, I can sort by margin to see that Emily is clearly outstanding in terms of her profitability or the profitability of projects that she's managed. At the same time, we can also see that Austin tends to be the lowest margin producer amongst our 3 project managers. So let's get Emily a raise, motivate the LA team, and get the sales team pointed at more medical projects. Then let's use these profit reports in the future to see if our actions and decisions had that positive impact on our organization profitability that we were looking for. So these are the 2 new reports that are coming to Monograph on Monday. Simple, but incredibly powerful and helpful in making more profitable decisions. Now give me a moment to flip back into the slide deck for a few more quick slides. Okay, to recap, the planned profit report is great for understanding your organizational profitability, both from a forecast and a retro perspective. And the profit driver report helps you make decisions that drive profit. Both of these reports will be available to you Monday. Yes, Monday. So be sure to check them out. And as always, let us know what you think. We're always keen to hear your feedback.